Hey, what's going on, world? NZD here with you with a quick report of what's going on with the economy, especially with the manufacturing and production industry. Now, the U.S. manufacturing activity has contracted for the first time in months, and I'm talking about dating back to the year 2020, about May 2020, after, things start opening up after, the initial days and months of the pandemic and things starting to open up. The manufacturing PMI numbers was growing over those months. But now for the first time since May of 2020, the PMI contracts in November. So the previous month it was I think about 50.2 or something like that. And right now the information from the Institute of Supply Management is saying that it's right now is down compared to the previous month. Actually, it's down compared to the last 10 previous months. So the Institute for Supply Management PMI Production Manufacturing Index came in at about 49, and that's the lowest, like we discussed, since May of 2020. And what does that mean right now is that manufacturing is actually not as high as it was, including the purchasing the products to help manufacturing, including people that's buying these products from these manufacturing companies. So right now, manufacturing and production is down compared to what it has been since May 2020. So over the last months, it was growing, it was doing well, and right now it's contracting for the month of November, and we have to see what's going on for the rest of the year and going into December as January starts out the first quarter of the calendar year. So the PMI data from the Institute of Supply Management, the prior month for the month of October was 50.2 was the index reading. So it was expanding over those months, like I said, since middle of 2020. The Supply Management PMI Production Manufacturing Index was expanding over the months. And for the month of November, it is now contracting. So October was about, like I said, 50.2, and now for the month of November, it's down to 49.0, which is a big difference in terms of manufacturing and production. Some of the data included was the price paid component down about 3 points to 43, and that is also down over the last 8 months. So it's kind of interesting, the paid components, that's people paying for the products that's getting manufactured and productions and things like that, supplies, that is actually down over the last 8 months. But manufacturing production was up over the last 18 plus months. So it's very interesting to look at these data and try to figure out which way the economy will be moving and how the stock market will react to these numbers and these data. So looking at the data real quick, that's the ISM manufacturing PMI data, down for November, contracting to 49, down about 1.2 over, down 1.2 since previous month. So looking at the data some more, let's see what else they have. So new orders is contracting, production was growing, backlogs contracting, supply delivery is faster, and that's a good thing because we had some incidents with the supply chain, especially with what's going on in China. But right now China's starting to do more restriction on COVID and lifting the restrictions on COVID so they can have more supplies come over here, so the manufacturers can have more supplies to produce and manufacture more things. So that's a good thing. So raw material inventory is also growing. Like we said, the supply chain is opening up more. Customers' inventories is too low. So that means customers are not buying as much as they used to compared to, if we look at the CPI data from a video that I had before, the CPI data would explain that some more. And also price is decreasing on some things, and exports and imports are contracting. So exports and imports contracting, it's not growing like it was. But for the overall economy, looking at it and regarding the overall economy, the figure indicates that the expansion is still at its growth for 30 months straight. So even though they had a contracting period for the month of November, the month of October and previous months, about the last 18 to 20 months, it has been growing. So right now, looking at the economy as a whole, it's saying it's the expansion is still at a 30-month growth in a row after contracting in April and May of year 2020. So even since that, and even since the pandemic and everything, and even though the month of November as a whole is contracting, as a whole, looking at the economy, it has a 30-month growth. So that's very interesting, because how the Fed is going to react to that. Will they go with a 0.5 interest rate, or would they go with a 0.75? So either 50 basis points or 75 basis points interest rate, and we'll figure that out with the next meeting. The next FOMC meeting is December 14th, so look out for that. And right now it's the holiday season. I know a lot of people want to get out and go spending a lot of money. Be careful of how much you're spending, because these data, these reports that's coming out, we got the CPI report coming out in December 13th. We have the PMI report, which just recently came out, and also we have the non-farm jobs employment report. So we're gonna have to check out that data. I'm gonna do another video on the employment numbers which came out, see how that will also affect the economy and what's gonna go forth with 2023. Will there be recession continuing, or will the Feds be able to control it by pivoting and doing a 0.5 basis and still be able to lower inflation? But the thing is, these numbers right now, even with the job numbers, I don't think it's reflecting the recent layoffs and the recent hiring freeze that's going on. So it's going to be a lot of things to discuss over the next couple weeks. I hope you got some value out of this. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to do the next video on the employment job numbers, the non-farmers job numbers, and I believe it was higher than expected. So once again, it's Ainsley D. Hope you got some value out of this. Like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next video. Talk to you later. Peace.